This is the third video out of 3 relating to Competency 16 practice questions. Number 15. A fair die is rolled 200 times. Below are the results. So they give us a frequency table for each outcome, 1 to 6, on a fair die. If this die is rolled twice, what is the probability that it will land on an odd number on the first roll and on the number 4 on the second roll? Now, when we're working with frequency tables, we do things slightly differently. Okay, so we will have 2 events. Okay, we have event 1 times event 2. Let's look at event 1. Odd numbers, rolling on odd numbers. But we know what our total is. We have part over total. So we know our total is 200 on the first event. While we're talking about that, it'll also be 200, a total of 200 on the second event. This isn't a case of replacing or not replacing. We're simply reading a frequency table. So then odd. Let's see for the odd values. We have 1, 2, and 5. That will be 45 plus 10 plus 20. Okay. And then for the number 4, well, we're pretty lucky with that one. For the number 4, we simply have 50. Okay. This means that we need to add up, well, 45 and 10 and 20, that's 75. So what do we really have here? Let me erase that. Let's put this all together. That is 75 times the 50 all over 200 squared. So let's enter that in the calculator and see what we have. Well, first I'm going to put the numerator in parentheses just in case. Well, also so we can see what we've got. 75 times 50, close the parentheses and divide by 200 squared. 200 times 200. All right, enter. We get a decimal, but we need a fraction. Looks reasonable. So we have math, enter. 3 out of 32. That is option A. Okay. And number 16, the probability that Yan will go bike riding today is 75%. The probability that she will go bike riding today and that she will bike, that should say bike ride, or you could just say bike, at least 1 mile. Okay, I buy it. 1 mile is 5 out of 8. Let me read that again. The probability that she will go bike riding today and that she will bike at least 1 mile is 5 out of 8. What is the probability that she will ride her bike at least 1 mile given she goes bike riding? Given that she goes bike riding. Okay. Well, this is a setup where we have so we have 2 situations, but this really is an unknown, and this is our final conclusion. So we have 3 out of 4, 75%, and that's times our unknown. Because of the word and, we know that we're multiplying them together. The word is tells me that it's equal to 5 out of 8. Okay, let's change those to, we could change them to decimals. We could say 0.75, but the point of all this is we need to solve for x. So we need to take our 3/4. Not sure why that is happening. Okay, we need to take our 3/4, divide both sides by 3 out of 4. What happens? That becomes 1. So this is where we need to enter it in the calculator. So let's use parentheses. 5 divided by 8, close the parentheses, then divide, open parentheses, 3 divided by 4, close and enter. And we need to get our fraction, math, enter. 5/6, option A. That's great. Okay. Number 17. A bag of 24 blocks has 2 square blocks, 4 round blocks, and the rest are triangular blocks. If you select 2 blocks one at a time with replacement, what is the probability that at least one block is a rectangular block? Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, well, I saw at least one. This means we have an or, one or the other, which means addition. Now, is there or can there be blocks, the same blocks drawn? Okay, and we're drawing 2 times. Yes, we could draw a rectangular block in both on both occasions, both events. So we need to subtract that. So I am seeing a situation where we add and then subtract out our repetition. So that formula is P of A, the probability of A, plus the probability of B minus the probability of both, which is A union B. Okay, so our initial probability, we're talking about triangular. Well, that's 24 minus 6, which is 18. So on the first event, we have 18 out of 24. And because of the type of problem, we use the same probability. Again, the second event is 18 out of 24 because it says that we are replacing. Then we subtract out those two probabilities multiplied together, which is 18 over 24 squared. So let's put that in the, so we have parentheses, okay, 18 divided by 24, close parentheses plus, open them back up, 18 divided by 24, close your parentheses again, subtract, parentheses again, 18 over 24, close and square that. Looks exactly like our written formula. Enter. And we need a fraction. So math, enter 15 over 16, and that would be D. Okay, the next problem. Number 18. A major television network is planning a lineup of, of 3 consecutive time slots. The network producers have a list of 20 different shows that they will consider using for the time slots. In how many ways can the producer select and arrange a lineup for the time slots? Okay, let's see. We have a permutation because we have a up, okay, and I'm seeing 23 out of the 20 as a permutation. We have no other details and no other parts of the lineup question. So let's put this in our calculator. So alpha window 7, we have a total of 20 outcomes, and 3 out of 20, enter, and that would be option B. Number 19, how many different ways can all the letters of the word rabbited be arranged to form a sequence of 8 letters? You can look up that word. It has to do with wood and fixing wood. Okay. All right. So we have a total of, let's see, how we have a total of n equals 8. And we are not asked probability. Since we're not asked probability, we're asked about a sequence. I know that our total, 8 out of 8, is our numerator, and then we need our repetitions, however many we have, as our denominator. I see 1. No, we don't repeat the A's. We repeat the B's and the E's. So we're going to repeat the B's. There are 2 of those. And the E's. There are 2 of those. So we have P, 2 and 2, times P, 2 and 2. Let's put that in our calculator. Okay. Alpha window 7, and we need 8 arrow over 8, arrow over, divide, and I'm going to use our parentheses. Okay, alpha window 7, 2 out of 2, arrow over, multiply, window, alpha window 7, and again, 2 out of 2, 2 of 2, arrow over, close parentheses, enter. And we have an option A. Okay. Number 20, which one of the following is equivalent to 30C5? Okay, this is kind of a trick question, and we can test this by simply putting this in our calculator. They want to see if we know the properties of our combinations. So let's put all these things in, but I already know the answer. I see it. First off, I doubt it has to do with the probability. However, we will. Here, let me erase some of. Oh, goodness. Let me erase that. Come on. Okay. All right. Let's do this a little different. Okay. I know it's not C. I'm thinking it's B. I disagree with A. And I disagree with D. Well, this is a good question if you're asked something like this. We can just test it to see actually what happens. So let's try A. 20, alpha, window, 9, CR. Our factorial is 9. Okay. And add 5, alpha, window, 9, enter. Okay. Well, let's put in our comparison. I didn't put in the comparison. Let's see. Alpha, window, 8, and 30, arrow over, and they asked for 5, enter. No. Well, let's try B. Alpha, window, 8, and that's 30 and 25. Okay, 25 of the 30, 25 possibilities. Let's see what we have. And they're the same. Trust me, the other two are not equivalent. They just simply won't be. Okay, number 21. This will be, let's check. I think this is, yes, our last practice question. A student is selecting courses for next semester. The student must take a course from one of the following different courses from each subject offered. That's a little cumbersome explanation. Take a course from, okay, at least one of each. Okay, I get it now. All right. So one of the math courses is calculus, and one of the English courses is poetry. Okay, I see where this is going. What is the probability that the student's schedule will consist of calculus and poetry? Okay, they're asking us for probability. So that clues us in that we have a part out of total. Okay, so what is the probability of each event? Let's see. One of each. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. English. Were they specific about English? One English. So the English will be 1 out of 5 times. And the math, did they specify math? English, calculus, and poetry. Okay, calculus. That is 1 out of the 7 times. They did not specify English or history, so we can call that 3 out of 3 times 3 out of 3. Notice 3 out of 3 equals 1. So that's just like multiplying 1. So that's 1/5 times 1/7. I can go ahead and just divide and multiply together. So 1 divided by 5 times 1 divided by 7. And I'm sure you can already see what that's going to be, 1 out of 35. Common sense, and that is an option. So math, enter. Yes, option D. Okay, thank you for watching. Please look out for our next videos in our series. That'll be Competency 17.